Hey guys, it's Rory and I've got another video for you. It's going to be a dirty little secret of doing oil changes. Every single video you've seen on YouTube is wrong, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. I'm going to give you a complete explanation of why I do my oil change the way I do. Now, as you see, I've got some stuff here. I've got a Fram XG3614. This is the proper one for the Ford C-Max. And the reason why I'm going to use this filter rather than any other filter, I'm going to explain that. I'm also going to explain this little funky thing later. And I'm using some Mobil 1 high mileage because I'm in high mileage. Now, if you'll come around here with the camera, I'll explain something. Why we do an oil change and the reason why I do it. Now, when you change your oil inside your engine, as you see here, there's the crank or your cam or whatever's rotating. You've got a small sliver of oil that's in there. Now, the way that an oil change works is you change out the filter, but you see here's your oil sump. It picks up the oil, brings it into the oil filter, and goes out to the rest of the engine. Now, it looks like it's external, but it's all inside the motor. But if you do not do it this way, you're actually running your engine dry. And let's say your car idles at 1,000 RPM, divided by each second, your car is rotating 16.66 times per second. So let's get into this. When you change your oil filter, before you put your oil filter on, you're gonna put your oil filter back in the box. And here, I'm gonna do this real close so you can see it. You need to fill the oil filter, and as you see, as you fill it up, it's going to go back down because it's impregnating into the resin filter. And you want to keep doing that until it stops. Here we go. This thing will hold quite a bit of oil. Now, I'm not going to fill it up any more than that because I'm going to have to keep walking around with this until I go put it on the car. But last point, take a little bit of that oil, lubricate your O-ring. Now, if your oil filter goes on sideways like the Miata, I'd put a little bit less, but on this car it goes straight up and at a slight angle. But now that is ready. To give you an idea, that's 16 ounces. It took almost a soft drink amount of oil. So when you start your car without doing that, it's running dry. Which, can it take it for a few seconds? Yeah, but my thing is this. Why put your wear through your engine? Now, the other reason why I use these filters specifically is if you go right here, every time you turn your car off, the oil goes back down and goes back to the sump. These have an oil drain back valve, which basically stops it right there. So when you start your car, it's already pulling oil from the oil filter instead of up through the sump, up through the oil filter, going through the engine, which does cause engine wear. Now, does it cause a lot? No, but think about how many times you start and stop your car. Now, what causes wear is not the starting and stopping, it's the heat cycles. It's when you leave it overnight and then you start it again. But remember how I said when we went back, there's always a small film of oil. But what most of your wear comes from actually starting and stopping. Now, with these filters, you can see, you can put on there your mileage and all that. And I put that in a file so that way I keep them on. Now, I said I was going to talk about this weird thing. And this is the other thing I hate about bringing my car anywhere to have the oil changed. When you put these filters on, you don't have to King Kong that stuff. You're not mad at it. You're not punishing it. It goes on hand tight and maybe a little oomph more just to make sure it's well received, because all you're trying to do is compress this ring a little bit. The problem is people like to King Kong them, and I got to use one of these to get it off. This is actually for a diesel filter, but I borrowed one from work. And that goes into my little tips and tricks on how to do a good, proper oil change and the why I do it. The other thing is when you take off the old filter, take a can of this and an old rag, you know, it can be an old pair of socks. Okay, you can get it at Walmart. You can get some from the auto parts store. It really doesn't matter the brand. I just chose that one because it's super cheap. But clean around the filter area, clean around the bottom of the engine. The reason being is if you have a leak, you'll know where it's coming from. But if you don't, you've got oil splattered all over the place. And if you have a leak, you won't know if it's coming from when you did the last oil change, whether it's leaking from the valve cover. You just don't know. Like I always say, class it up, keep it clean, do it step by step. And if you do it, you should be able to do an oil change by yourself in under about 30 minutes. And you know it's done correctly and it's done the way you want it. But hopefully these tips and tricks help you out a little bit. You should never ever have to use something like this. Like I said, hand tight and just a little oomph more just to make sure it's on there. That's it. I mean, there's no reason to be over torquing them. It's just too much. So hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully it helped you out a little bit. And one more thing, I use this Startron every time I do an oil change. This makes your injectors clean, cleans out your fuel pump. Believe it or not, your fuel pump can get clogged even though you use good gas. It's just a good thing to use. And you can buy these at Walmart, by the way. I think these are like $5. So hopefully it helped you out. Got another video coming for you soon. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions about car repair, by all means, drop them in the comments. I will get to it. Like I've said before, I've owned a lot of cars. I've worked on a lot of cars. I did this for a business on the side for 3 years, and I ended up selling my business because I made really good business just by being honest and doing the job right. I'm kind of lazy. I'd rather just do it right the first time. So hope to talk to you soon. Bye.